Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and Visa is buying a Ripple customer. What you say, Moon Lambo? I said Visa is buying a Ripple customer. Why don't you listen to me the first time? Make me say it twice. So I want to talk about this as well as the fact that there are going to be some tax implications for those who will be participating in taking on the not just the Spark token from Flare Network, but also now the Songbird token. But before I go any further, I do want to be clear at the outset. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making videos all up on the YouTubes. It's a good time. It's just a fun hobby, but that's all that's going on here, damn it. And so, here's the headline from Cointelegraph. Visa to acquire cross-border payments fintech cross-border payments fintech CurrencyCloud. Now, I do want to say at the outset also, there is no indication that this is somehow going to harm or damage Ripple's partnership with CurrencyCloud. If something bad happened, yes, of course, when it's the news, I'd of course cover it, but there's no indication that's going to be the case. In fact, CurrencyCloud, it's very clear that they're on the cutting edge as far as technological developments, and I think that's actually why Visa found them appealing. And if you take a look at this article, which was written by Leonidas, who runs XRParcade.com, he was actually covering the initial partnership with Ripple. So this is July 2nd of 2020, and it was fascinating too, and I didn't remember this, but CurrencyCloud actually had gone through in early 2020 a Series E funding round, and they raised $80 million during this funding round from Visa and others, including SBI Group. So Visa already put money into this entity, and now they're going to be purchasing them. But here's the way that I always look at stuff. If XRP is genuinely the best option for settlement for customers that engage in remittances, so whether you're a remittance firm or a bank specifically, whatever it may be, if XRP is the best means for settlement, then that's what people are going to ultimately flock to here. And so whatever happens in the meantime, whether there's a good development or a bad development, on the whole, and unless something completely unforeseen and disastrous happens, of course, XRP is going to be adopted because humans have not devised another solution for the train wreck that is global cross-border payments and settlement. It just isn't out there. Well, specifically not on the settlement side. And so here's the article, Visa to acquire cross-border payments fintech CurrencyCloud. Visa officially announced on Thursday that it had signed a definitive agreement to acquire CurrencyCloud, a fintech platform supporting about 500 banking and technology clients across more than 180 countries. The new acquisition aims to improve Visa's foreign exchange business and expand them to serve financial institutions, fintechs, and partners. The deal will specifically improve Visa's payment transparency and speed, the company's global treasurer, Colleen Ostrowski, said, and she stated the following. The acquisition of CurrencyCloud is another example of Visa executing on our network of network strategy to facilitate global money movement. Consumers and businesses increasingly expect transparency, speed, and simplicity when making or receiving international payments. And so it did seem to be the case that what CurrencyCloud is doing in terms of the way they're moving money around the planet, it's clear that it's more so coming from like a business to business cross-border payments perspective. That's what their platform is. It's business to business. Whereas a lot of Ripple customers, it's more on just remittances. Like you can think about what MoneyGram is doing. Obviously, their core business, remittances from an individual ultimately to another individual on whatever portion of the planet you want to send money to. So no indication whatsoever this is bad. Could be good. I mean, imagine if XRP ultimately is utilized here, because to be clear, like a CurrencyCloud, yes, they're on RippleNet, they are, but they're not utilizing XRP as a bridge currency today. They haven't to this point, unless it's happening in the background and we're just not privy to that information, but it certainly has not been announced. There's no evidence that's happening whatsoever here. But clearly what CurrencyCloud has been doing here, it's viewed as a strength by Visa. So it's probably ultimately going to be a good thing ultimately. And so again, if XRP is widely adopted for this use case, and you got additional big names adopting technology, then that's developed by Ripple, run by Ripple, well, there you go, specifically RippleNet. Now here's a tweet from my fellow XRP YouTuber Jungle Inc., who wrote the following: "Fun tax issue for people who claimed on exchanges. If your exchange takes a while to decide if they will support Songbird token and then realizes the drop to you, releases the drop to you at a later date, you're taxed at the value on the date you receive control of the token, not the airdrop date." And he's got a little laughy face right there. And so this will impact anyone in the United States who ultimately receives the Songbird token. And as far as other geographic regions the world over, you're just going to have to consult some sort of tax professional. By the way, I'm not a tax professional either. I'm just sharing with you the bits that I know here. So still, when it comes to the tax implications for you, yes, of course, talk to a professional, which I am not. But I am going to share with you what I believe to be true at this point in time here. And I don't want to go through what Songbird is. I had a video where I broke that down. But here's the core piece that you need to know. If you're going to receive Spark tokens, whether you self-custody your XRP during the snapshot date or an exchange is going to take care of custody for you, you're also now going to receive a Songbird token, which is for an entirely separate blockchain from Flare Network, and it's not a test net, but it's also not really production ready. It's a live network. It's kind of in between. So it's a live network that allows real utility to take place, but it can be at the expense of security. And so basically it's not technically a test net, but you can test on this particular blockchain, and then stuff that seems to work in this test environment can then be moved to Flare Network, where really security is of paramount importance at this point. And so there are risks to utilizing this particular blockchain, and they talk about that in this write-up here, which I already covered, so again, I don't want to do that in this video, but important to understand, there is a separate cryptocurrency. So not only will you get Spark tokens, you will also get Songbird tokens, which are for a separate blockchain. Now, if you decided to custody your XRP during the snapshot date, and your Spark tokens are going to be sent to you as a result of the Ethereum address that you tagged, then this will ultimately take place. You don't have to worry about claiming it. But if you had your XRP on an exchange and they're going to take care of custody of your Spark tokens, it's up to the exchange on whether or not you ultimately get your Songbird tokens. And so if an exchange drags their feet on giving you your Songbird tokens, that can be a problem for the reasons I'm going to outline here. And so here's a write-up from CoinTracker titled, "IRS Clarifies Bitcoin Cash Hard Fork Tax Implications." And this is from this year, April 20th, 2021. And it reads as follows. An IRS memorandum released on April 9th, 2021 clarifies when cryptocurrency hard forks are taxed. The memorandum specifically uses the Bitcoin Cash hard fork as an example, which occurred on August 1st, 2017 at 9:16 a.m. Eastern Time. Pursuant to the hard fork, people who held Bitcoin received an equivalent amount of Bitcoin Cash. Although the fork occurred on August 1st, 2017, not every Bitcoin holder got access to Bitcoin Cash at that time. For example, people who used Coinbase had to wait until January 1st, 2018 to get access to their Bitcoin Cash. Other centralized exchange users also had to wait several days or weeks before being able to withdraw their newly minted Bitcoin Cash. And look, and I was around back then. I jumped into crypto November 2017, so I was around for the announcement of Coinbase. Because mind you, at that point in time, you might be surprised because there are a number of cryptocurrency assets being bought and sold on Coinbase today. But when I jumped into crypto back in 1992, there were three. There were three cryptocurrencies. There was Bitcoin, of course, also Ethereum and Litecoin, but that was it. The fourth cryptocurrency to ever be announced was Bitcoin Cash, and it happened to be because it was a fork of Bitcoin. And so I remember that announcement coming out when I opened my Coinbase app. I was like, well, how about that? Go figure. And so it is the case that Bitcoin, it was already being traded on other exchanges by the time you got your Bitcoin Cash in your Coinbase account. It already had an open market price, and that's actually a key detail here. So check this out. The IRS memorandum explains that a taxable event occurs at the time you gain dominion and control of an asset. In layman's terms, this means the taxable event occurs when a taxpayer has the ability to transfer the funds from a wallet or exchange, not at the time the actual hard fork occurred. So translation here, and that's actually specifically how it applies to the Songbird token. The Songbird token is going to be released. Presumably it's going to be traded on a number of cryptocurrency exchanges, meaning it will have an open market price. It will be worth something. Now, if you have dominion and control, meaning like the cryptocurrency exchange gives you access to your Songbird tokens before it's being traded as a price of zero, then your tax implications should be zero. That is my understanding at this point in time. But if an exchange where you're expecting to get your Spark tokens drags their feet and they're not even sure if they're going to give you the Songbird token for this or that, and then hopefully they all do disperse it, or at least give you the choice. If they drag their feet and Songbird's traded on exchanges, you're going to have a tax responsibility when you receive it. When you receive that airdrop and you officially have control over it, if there's an open market price, you now have a tax responsibility. And I don't like this tax law at all. I think it's garbage. If anything, it should just be just factor in whatever the price was when it's launched, when the airdrop occurred, which would be zero because you can't trade it before it's launched, right? You can trade IOUs, but that wouldn't be the blockchain itself, so that wouldn't really matter. So to me, it's just an absolute mess, and it forces, like, it's government forced downward price pressure. That's effectively because it's going to encourage people to sell to cover the tax liability. That's exactly what's going to happen. So just be aware, this is what's going on here, and you're going to have to talk to your exchange where you had your XRP, if they're claiming the Spark token on your behalf, and find out what they're doing with Songbird. But that's what's going on here. I know, good news, yay! So hopefully there are a lot of you listening out there. If you're not in the United States, hopefully wherever you live, whatever jurisdiction you're in, doesn't have such ridiculous, nonsensical rules. But that's what we're dealing with here in the United States, at least. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.